Tell me how many times you've heard this. Oh, you're still young. You got plenty of time to figure it out. Do you count how many people have told you that? Oh, probably be, depending on how old you are, say you're around my age, about 15, now 16. Uh, Probably heard it at least about 50 times from various people. Probably people multiple times, but many, many times, right? You've heard it so many times. So, let's think about that. You're so young, you don't have to worry about the future. You don't have to worry about what you're going to do. You don't have to worry about aligning your resources to what you want, right? Because we don't know what we want because we're still young. Um, I don't agree with that. I'll tell you right now, I hate that saying. I don't think that our age should necessarily dictate how we act. I think that while we're younger, we get away with stuff, get away with a lot more because we're not responsible for much except for ourselves to a certain degree, even ourselves. Right? If something bad happens, our parents are liable. But once we get to a certain cognitive level where we understand that our actions do create specific results, I think that's the point where we should start aligning our resources to get what we want. And what we want will change, but the path will unfold as you walk down it. But if you walk over here and then say, well, oh, that was fun. Then you walk over here, say, oh, yeah, we're not going to do that. Over here, maybe. Okay, right. And exploration is great. And that's great while we are very young. And I'm not saying that is something we should stay away from. But when we explore simply out of indulgence and not trying to figure out what we want, not for specific purposes. We're just kind of wandering more than exploring. And I think that's an issue. I think that's what limits a lot of people. I think even grown adults feel like, oh, I'll figure it out as we go. And that is true to an extent, but you're not going to figure out and get what you want unless you try to plan and prepare for that. Look at what is needed, what may be needed, and see if certain things pop up, how am I going to handle that? Okay? That is critical to getting what you want. And what you want is different for everyone. A lot of people want a lot of money, a lot of people don't care about money at all. A lot of people want to follow their passion. There is no right or wrong answer. You should do what makes you happy within the legal perspective and within the what's the word? The moral perspective, right? Don't hurt people, but do what you want to do, okay? That's what life is here for. Do what makes you happy. Do what you want to do with your time and don't waste a second. But here's the issue. People aren't going any direction. People are wandering rather than exploring. That is a major issue. And you can get away with that. And obviously you're going to be fine if you do that. In most cases, our system is, we have to be so thankful for our system. You could literally throw everything that you're given away. Time, shelter, resources, education, all of that. And you're still going to be with food and water. It won't be glamorous. You may be in a homeless shelter and you'll be receiving food stamps, but you'll survive, right? So you can literally do nothing. Nothing is the bare minimum, and the world will still take care of you at this point, and at least in America, right? But no one wants to live that way. We need to figure out to a certain extent, I want to kind of go into this career. I want to learn how to do these things. I want to build this skill set and start working on that. And as a kid, I think it's extremely important to balance education, self-development with also being a kid. I'm not saying you have to grind and spend all your time, working and sit down and working out all this. Absolutely not, because then you're just going to burn out. And while we have such little responsibilities, it is extremely important that we utilize our resources and allocate our resources to have a little fun while we aren't responsible for certain things. We can take more risk. We're less liable for things. It's the time to explore, not wander, and try to understand the world as best as we can. But the thing is, if you are aspirational and you want to do big things, you need to start thinking now. The best start to start working on it the best time to start working on it is now. If you want to do something big, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you are cognizant of the fact that your actions create results, you need to look at what results you want, the path other people have taken to get there, look at the resources available, invest in those resources, and then start taking action and working things out. Start building those skills to get where you want and then maintain that position. Okay? So say you want to get into a very prestigious college or then company, right? You need to start thinking now. And you probably should have started thinking a lot earlier. For me, I want to work at in management consulting. There are so many amazing benefits to management consulting, but one thing is that it's extremely competitive. Personally, I think competition is what runs the world. I think competition, of course, when it's healthy and everyone has the right mindset about it, that pushes each other to say, we're going to do something better and take over the market. And then they say, no, we're going to do that. And then it keeps getting better and better and better and better and better. And we start creating more value, not just for us, but for the world. So with that, I want to go into a very prestigious company and be very, very prosperous with them. So if you look at what they usually target, they target Ivy League schools, and they only target about the top 10% performers within the certain skill sets that they look for. Usually business administration, economics, and MBAs, Master Business Associates, MBA, I believe that's correct. So for me, I'm working. I have to work. I have to keep my grades up. I have to start looking at colleges, what I need to do. I just need to start building connections, learning how to network. So I have all these skills, and I keep pushing and pushing and pushing, comfortably, of course, intelligently, to get there. Because it's going to be incredibly difficult, but I love that. And I encourage anyone that wants that lifestyle to not say, oh, I have to go through all the suffering, but it's going to be worth it. But then to say, I want that to be part of my character. I want to be the guy that just charges through it and loves every single second of it, learning how to be more efficient, learning how to work harder, learning how to optimize your mind and your body to be a better performer, building those connections and saying, well, these are the type of people I have around me right now. Where can I find those more affluent people and start learning to connect with them? What can I offer them to make me worth their time? And this is extremely advanced, I'd say. I don't think most people at my age or even older look at these things, but if you want to achieve a lot, if you want to have a very accommodating lifestyle, very luxurious lifestyle, we have to work hard. We work hard to play hard, and that's what makes it valuable, because the harder you work, the more you enjoy the good time. In my opinion, I think that's a lot better than just having a lot of okay times, because most people become comfortable, but with this, you're not comfortable. You want to keep working and working and working and working and working. And through that, you're creating value, but you're also leveling up yourself and getting to new mountains, and then climbing new mountains, and then getting to the top of those, and continuing that cycle. It never stops, and that's why it's amazing. So if you're young, it is critical that you start thinking about what you want to do now, because these companies and these organizations are watching you, and they're going to target the best performers, and you need to do everything you can to show them what you are, what you want to be, starting from as soon as possible. And if that seems too stressful, too demanding, maybe for you it is. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not shaming you. There is give and take, of course, and to some people it's not worth it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for the people that know it in their heart, that is where they want to go, and it may not be management consulting, it may be whatever, private equity, any very demanding but lucrative position or field, chase it and make that not your top priority, but keep it up there and make sure it's always in the back of your mind. It is incredibly important, because with these type of achievements and these types of positions, you have to know that you're going to get it, and you have to be investing your resources in the correct ways to ensure that you earn that position. because there's other people that are trying to do the same thing. And if you can't do as well or even better, you're going to be out of luck, and you may have to hit some roadblocks and go back a little bit and take more time than the others. So in my mind, it's best to just perform now while we have all these resources. The younger we are, the easier it is. While we may not have the same experience, this is the perfect time to gain most of that experience because our brain is still developing and we have the highest energy levels. It is critical that we use, I'd say, from 14 to our 30s. That's probably the best, most resourceful years of our lives, at least within our mind and body. And I think if you want to do these big things, it is incredibly important to manage those correctly and learn as you go and never stop. So that's my talk for today. I think I'm doing really well with my flow. I think I'm speaking very quickly. I can slow down, become more calm. This is something I feel very passionately about, so I am a lot more aggressive with my style, and I like that side of me. But for this format, I think I need to calm down, keep myself closer to the ground, and be more composed, be more relaxed, and just be in the moment, right? And now that I'm conscious of that, I'm slowing myself down. But really, my main point is just to recap. If you want to do something big and you're up for the challenge, start now. It's never too late, but the sooner you start, the more opportunity is going to fall in your lap. Time is money. Time is resources. If you start collecting your resources and building your resources right now, you will have a head start, because most people don't realize that until they fall behind and see other people doing what they should have done. But anyways, thank you for watching. If you enjoy my content or want to stick with me on this journey, please subscribe. I would love that. If you dislike this video, by all means, dislike it. That's what that button's for. If you did like it, it's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. Either way, I respect your decision, and I hope you have an amazing day.